Alright, hello everyone. Nice to see y'all. Hopefully everyone's having a pretty good weekend so far. Thanks for tipping Levi to Victor. He's actually he's running a little bit low on treats here, but I think I have enough to get through tonight. I'm going to start with the AMX 65T here. God help me. Yeah, nice to see y'all. And welcome back, Rick. It's been a while. Like usual, tonight, if you have any tank requests, feel free to pop them in chat. I guess hit exclamation point request, press space, type a tank name in there. I'm gonna try my best to do quite a bit of them, and also, you know, get some grind matches in as well. I've actually been a little bit busy this weekend. Ryan and I we went up to one of her friend's house, and we actually, I guess, kind of got back and settled here right around a little bit before 7 here. So a little bit of a busy weekend. Thank you very much for the tip, Rick. Like I said, welcome back. The AMX 60T or 65T, like I said. God help me here. Which last stream I had mentioned and went over a bit of like news from a developer meeting of World of Tanks. So I actually popped onto the Discord. It's a Google Doc that somebody actually translated the entire thing, like almost word for word. So if it was interesting reading any of that, you know, I definitely don't really know how to translate Russian, to where I was doing my best to pick the most important tidbits I saw and edit them a little bit to make them a little bit easier to understand. The Google Doc I posted over on Discord it's really long, but pretty much word for word, it's translated, question, answer, everything. Oof, I was about to say, I did not want to do that whatsoever. If not, you know, it's floating around several other places that you can find it, but a 65T here. Struggle unless I'm shooting APCR here. Hello Sam, nice guy, big finger. Both Jeffries, Andrew, everybody else that popped in too. There's a lot of names. I go crazy saying or picking them all out at once, I would say. I'm a little tired since we were up pretty late last night, and we're doing quite a bit. You know, Ryan drove fortunately, but it was about like a little over 3 hours drive both ways where we're staying, so a little bit of a, you know, far trek. I think everybody likes eating salsa. Oh, at least good salsa. Hello, Josh. Alright, there's a lot of people in the town, but I'm hoping we can still push fast enough here. Usually winning the south, win the map. Even with the 1.0 rework, it's going to kind of play the same way. The only difference they're doing is basically adding in a flank here. So a couple more people will get into the center, but you're still going to kind of get torn apart from either flank if you do that. We're up by 3, but we have plenty of people heading this way and there's no arty. So I'm going to start pushing this way because we can't cap with the tanks that are remaining. Pico guy is good as well. Nicola, World of Tanks. I don't know what you would expect going to a World of Tanks stream and asking that though. Hello, Mr. Boom Boom over on Twitch. Nice to see you. which kind of good news. So I use right now, there's no command set up. I plan on potentially doing that tomorrow. So I use Streamlabs' chatbot over on Twitch to track time and basically for when I have it fully set up. But they actually just released an update a couple days ago putting in YouTube support. It's not live yet, but basically they rework basically most of the code of the bot so it will work with YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So I'm hoping I'll be able to just use one bot in the future for everything that I need. Now I use the top turret on this and a slightly larger gun to where I lose 2 degrees of gun depression and you gain basically 1 extra large cupola, but the cupolas are a little stronger. It's just I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna like to play this. But a lot of people recommend using this stock turret because you only have 1 cupola instead of this giant one. It is weaker though, and you gain 2 degrees of gun depression. But I decided to go with the kind of default. Ooh, you're actually waiting for me. Default like top gun setup. So hello, Tommy Gun, Last King, nice cuppa. But not exactly the best battle here, but at least we're most likely going to win this unless something really strange happens here. Not too surprised there with that. Ooh, Lord. 705A, luckily he had HE of all things loaded. That was strange. He still has HE loaded? That's even stranger. I guess reset my entire aim. I got 1 more hit there at least. Whew. Hello, Beef Jerky. Nice to see you again. Randall, Mojo. We have a Hellcat request too. Just that super chat into the total there. Thank you very much again, Rick. Alright, so yeah, it ended up a little bit better, but the main downside to this tank is that I do not want that. I see I set that up wrong. So I have shells that I do not want to be buying for gold. About that though, so basically Wargaming actually clarified afterwards to where this makes it even more likely it's coming. So not in 1.0, but in the patch after it, which should only be about a month after. They're still shooting for like the end of March for World of Tanks 1.0. So in 1.0.1, they're going to be removing the gold purchase option for premium shells. This is because apparently a very small percentage, but they did state, you know, it's enough to basically make it a problem. People still buy premium shells with gold, like I did there accidentally, and actually in large quantities, to where kind of like premium tanks where they don't like to nerf them because there's certain laws, mainly in Europe, that, you know, buying stuff like that and then changing it, potentially making it worse and angering people, it could get Wargaming, say, in more trouble than what it's worth. So they're going to be removing it in 1.0.1, and then in, say, the next patch or a couple patches later, when everyone is kind of through those, they're basically going to rebalance premium rounds. They just don't want to do it until, because it is going to be a nerf regardless of what they do. They're either going to just, you know, use the current system and say nerf the penetration, nerf the damage per shell, or they're going to completely rework it. So they want whoever buys gold, basically gold shells for gold, to go through those, and, you know, there's going to be no issues with them changing it. People can get, you know, all huffy puffy about it, but it's not actual say, bought currency buying those shells. So that's the reason why they kind of went back and clarified that, because initially they had said it was 1.0, but basically it's the patch after that. And it is a fairly good reason why they're waning, because, you know, that could be potentially, say someone like buys like 1,000 HES shells in the FV 215B 183, like, it's, you know, it's something to where they're just covering their butts basically. I know the nice camouflage system here. Hello, hey Sop, nice to see you. Not a good sign that we already lost 2 tanks there. Not in the least bit. Fortunately, I can't really spot too well there. Hello, Stigson, nice to see you. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad, you know, today was a really busy day for Ryan and I, to where I'm hoping I don't get exhausted here. We actually, it's a first for us, we did an escape room today with her and her 2 friends we went to go see, where it was pretty fun. We actually got through it, and we picked the hardest one that only has apparently a 30% success ratio, or rate. Oh, I get bounced there. He's the one I didn't want to bounce. Come on. See their defender there. We just basically need to get this Oni out first before needing to deal with him. And wait to see if this T20... I'd say the T20 gets him, but he didn't. Alright. T20 got RD'd. I have an IS that's been helping me quite a bit. And another tank coming in here. I knew I was going to get popped there. I did not want to deflect that off of him, but I'm probably going to die this next shot unless I get right here and get a little bit lucky. Awesome. He got ammo racked. Not exactly a good match for me in the defender so far, but hey, as long as we win, I will be happy here. Hello, Leonard. Nice to see you. And Carl. They know what gets bought with what, Carl. Wargaming, they track a lot of stuff to where they know if you buy them for silver or gold. Like, they're the same exact shell, but I'm sure they have a system in place if they went back and kind of clarified that specific answer that they gave during the meeting to say that. I don't want to take a break from streaming, Jeffrey. And already killed me, but oh well. Not exactly a great match, but more or less, you know, I helped my team push up there. But the main kind of draw of the defender has the highest win percentage of any tier 8 tank. Not by like a huge amount, but it averages about, I think, 55% as far as what we can tell across use vbiatic.net, I believe it is, to kind of see that. But the gun hits hard. It isn't that accurate though, to where the aiming time is a little long, but against like armored tanks like that defender I was shooting, you will have to actually like take a second to aim. But yeah, not exactly the best match there. Alright, let me get into SPG. Maybe I'll hop into, you know, technically I'm grinding the Crusader here, so I'll hop into that. Thank you, Boom Boom, for the follow. And nice. I plan on possibly getting one more tank. I just picked up a bunch of consumables. I'm hoping I can get another tank during the 30% off sale. I used to, honestly, when they first had premium shells available for credits, they still did it was like once a month they did sales for premium shells, and it covered the gold cost but also the credit cost. I remember buying, like, because they stated when the last one was for it. I remember buying like 5 or 600 Hess shells in the 183. Yeah. But yeah, more or less, like the premium shell rebalance, it's still way too early to speculate what they're actually doing. Like, I have a few ideas as to what they probably will do. I think they'll go with reworking more about the ammo than just slapping on a band-aid, in my opinion. Because if they're going through with removing the gold purchase price, or purchase option I should say, and putting this much effort into it, because it's going to have a lot of changes with premium tanks, because it factors in their profitability with them and stuff like that. I think they're just going to go to a system with, like, you'll still have 3 different shell options at your disposal, but basically you'll get to pick from, say, like 4 or 5 different types of shells and basically plop them on your vehicle, and they both have ups and downs and stuff. Well, Boom Boom, you don't have to use I don't have commands on Twitch yet. You can just, say you want to tank request it, and I'll add it into the queue. I'm working on that though, to where, yeah, I have to change a lot about my YouTube chatbot here this week, because parts of it are kind of getting shut down, like the streamer website. But I'm working on getting everything kind of the same between both of them. The T123, basically it's immune to premium shells, which is why it's my favorite tank, combined with decent gun depression. Granted, the Badger's kind of pushing it out of being my favorite, because basically it's premium tank or premium shell proof. You can hold down with it, you have a hard-hitting gun, and it basically, you have a lot of positives of it, to where as long as you counter, like, getting RD'd a ton and also getting flanked, it has a lot of pluses to it. Basically, it's not like you're in, say, like a medium tank or like a heavy tank with not a ton of armor, and you get put on a map that doesn't suit it. Like, those types of TDs, like the Badger T123, they basically can work on any map, and some maps you might be at like a little disadvantage, but you're still, you're still going to be doing a pretty good job because your gun's that good. Hello, GG, nice to see you. Which, the request command doesn't work with capital R's, just FYI. But I see your Achilles request. I guess I add stuff to it between battles as far as the tanks here. Hello, Rich, nice to see you. And Ruse. Basically, I can't play any other World of Tanks versions. I don't have time. Honestly, I barely have time to play standard World of Tanks as it is, and even remotely have a chance to do an article here or there for WoT Guru anymore. But, this isn't my full-time job. It's just a hobby, to where I can't play Blitz, can't play consoles. I don't even really have time to play any other games, honestly, outside of maybe like 1 or 2 hours a week outside of streaming, so... Yeah, like in, it's about 2 weeks here, going back to the restaurant. Like, for example, I get up at like 3:30, 4 in the morning, I'm at work by 5, get home around 3:30, and repeat about 5 to 6 days a week. So I still stream during that time, so as far as time to play other games, it's a little bit difficult, but I always do my best to stream at least 3, if not 4 times a week during the work season for me. I'd say this week I actually don't have player unknowns, I think, in the selection of games for Tuesday's game. I might be able to actually switch it because I might have a game on there that doesn't get voted that much. I don't really like this arty mode. I have an easy enough time basically knowing how my shell's gonna fly down this path, as long as I've played the arty before, where I just kind of visualize it in my head. Usually you just aim past the tank a little bit, unless your aiming circle is basically a circle instead of like a oval there. I don't think I can hit him, but we'll see. I got him. Which I see I have a ton of requests that popped up. And since chat moves pretty quick on my nightly streams, it's a little hard for me to get to every question, so I'm mainly just picking out ones that I see like requests and using the commands and stuff. I was gonna say, these two guys need to they need to suck it up and do something, to be honest, because if this guy gets close to us in the base, he's gonna be able to clip one of us, and the other one might get artied. So, thank you very much, Grigsby, for the tip. If you want, I can pop into that a little bit later, if you want to see another battle, since I know you are interested in purchasing it. Yep, here I go. I got one more. I might actually get artied here, but risk I'm gonna take. Yeah, I completely missed. Run away backwards. Awesome. They killed him now. Slow fix it and Bartek. Hello, Gritter. We're doing pretty well. We just got back from a little, like, overnight day trip. We went to see one of Ryan's friends up in Pennsylvania. So, a little bit tired from it, but we're doing pretty well nonetheless. Oh, that might actually not hit. I have a shot, dude, right now. I just wish that our team didn't, like, I wish our team didn't freeze at the end, because we were up by a few tanks and they just froze in the same spot and never moved. So it's just a little frustrating because we basically get stopped. They reset up and we couldn't basically take advantage of, you know, the amount of tanks we had. I'm technically grinding it, but I don't think I'm ever gonna focus on grinding arty. Like, I'll play it here or there to, like, get XP on this, but unless it's the only tank lines I have left, I'm probably never gonna grind it, because I don't like grinding, like, a ton to begin with, to where you know, I basically wouldn't want to grind already a ton. Just with how slow the gameplay is sometimes. Oh, no! This is why I didn't want to move. You better run, dude. Don't let him shoot you. Just run. He just went right where he can kind of shoot him. Well, maybe he's not. Basically, he just needs to not pull in front of his gun and keep him there, and we'll be fine. Unfortunately, this gun is so... don't, oh my god. He just almost lost it there, because I wouldn't have been able to hit him in time. That's very nice, Boom Boom. Congrats. Hello, Aaron, Knox. Nice to see you, Kagamora. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. But decent match. Luckily, I was able to get a few more shots there at the end. But, you know, it was definitely risking it. But at least the T-71, he got his top gun. Personal reserves, basically upper left-hand corner, if you click your name. You get them from doing missions. You can even buy them in a premium shop too. So basically adding like credits per battle, crew experience, free experience, experience. You can do 3 at a time. Alright, so let me get to all of these tank requests here. Rick, what do you mean by... Oh, I know what you mean by that. Never mind. I was like, what is BA tank? But I know what you mean there. Right. Scorpion. 1. Aaron, what do you mean by Menz? Okay, a mouse. There you go. Cruiser MK3, I think I've got that. Alright, so I would say with all these tank requests, it's going to take me a while to get to them, and I even have to add in the Badger. I got requested right about... There we go. Alright, so, like usual, weekends my tank requests fill up pretty fast, and there we go. Any more that pop up, it's probably going to take me a while. If you know, I might not even be able to get to any new ones here, but you can still put them in. I will, you know, just tack them onto the end and see how it goes. And nice, you enjoyed watching the Battlefield streams. I really, you know, I think Battlefield's a pretty fun game to watch streaming. It's really fun playing it. I'm not exactly very good at it, but you know, sticks, and there's nothing wrong. Like, as far as me doing tank requests while streaming, you know, I'm one of the few people that do it this way. If not, as far as I know, the only person that does it this way, where, you know, people that watch me can literally request any tank that I have to play. But, yeah, feel free to use it. What do you mean, Boom Boom, as far as box tanks? I saw you had requested, tank did you request? Oh, the Conqueror. Sorry, I did forget to add that in. That was right in the beginning. But yeah, I remember your tank request with the Conqueror though. But usually, like if you need a box tank like a SU-100Y and stuff, like I usually take 1 per person as far as requests, just because most streams it's really hard for me to do anything more than that. But I did see your Conqueror laser gun request. Okay, PZ7 for the deluxe challenge, Labobo. Thanks. I forgot to ask you which tank for that. Hello, Ahmad. Nice to see you. Which, one thing that did come out of the Q&A from the developers, Wargaming is not planning to nerf the T-67. They say they don't want to make any knee-jerk reactions. The tank's been in the game for how many years? They did state, though, that with like mid-tiers and stuff, while it's not their main focus, they do plan on doing something to mid and low tiers this year. You know, I don't know what that exactly means, but I personally feel like that's something they need to do sooner than later, because it's really hard for newer players to get into the game with how lower tiers play right now. Lord. I don't even want to fight here right now. The KV-2 is a very fun tank, yes. Yeah, basically as far as like usernames, which, oh my god, we lost 6 people, and like, how did we lose our whole team? Yeah, that's just demoralizing. Like, how did we lose our entire team in the base? Like, that just shouldn't happen. But yeah, as far as usernames, I typically pick the easiest and quickest thing for me to pronounce from a username. Whether it's like a full name or, you know, first, last, stuff like that. That way, if I'm like just scanning the chat really quick, I can say something, you know, quickly. But if you want me to call you something specifically, I don't mind. People have asked me before to say something specifically, so as long as it's like PG-13. I'm just gonna do my typical spam out as many shells as possible, but we made it. We're up to 4 as far as the gap, or down to 4 I should say, as far as the gap goes. Fortunately, I'm gonna get spotted trying to hit him. Ooh, watch out there. I don't have much HP here. Well, basically with the small turret, I got a little lucky, like none of them actually hit me, but I was just literally trying to poke myself out just enough to take shots, and that's it. Like, but in between shots here, I'm basically rotating my, which I'm auto-aiming right here. I'm still gonna die though. I was basically just popping out, taking a shot without even letting it aim in. That way, you know, I basically had a very small chance of actually getting hit, but did over 800 damage, and I don't know how our team died that quickly in our base, but yeah, there was no hope after that. So alright, so I'll do the deluxe challenge here shortly. If I can even spell deluxe challenge here right now. So PZ7, there we go. But not 2 damage when I just looked at the mini map and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be on the weak flank because there's not really anybody up here to help me. And then I look there and the team's gone. So up after this, I'm gonna pop into a grind. Yeah, nice cup of. I'm technically grinding that line, but I'm not. It's not like an active grind. So like occasionally I'll get like experience on the tank, the Achilles, but um, I do want those tanks. It's just right now I've been focusing on some other ones. Oh, thanks, Stigson. I say as far as like I don't really like the word unicum, but um, there's more to it than just farming damage. Like some people go overboard to get like, you know, 3k plus win rate 8, but yeah, I pretty much play anything, and I play to win more than just getting the most damage as I can, which, you know, does result with winning more, but I'm not just gonna like throw my team under the bus just to assure myself that I'm gonna get damage that battle. I'm gonna say, I'm probably just gonna set up here and see how it works out. Hello Abdul, nice to see you, and Jackie. Thanks for tipping Levi Biscuit, Andrew. Oh god, I should be watching where I drive here. I got a raffle up soon here for Levi Biscuits, and then, you know, about midway between 9 and 10 I'm gonna put up the vote for Tuesday night's game. You'll see a couple new additions compared to last week as far as the games. I think it'll be a race between two games. So awesome. Take that, T67. Honestly, I think if they wanted to rebalance the T67, all they have to do is nerf the V range. Nerf it. I know it's not the best already, but nerf it, say like 10 meters, or not 10 meters, yeah, 10 meters or so, and then nerf the basically premium shell penetration, which that's going to come to most tanks hopefully, and the camouflage while shooting. I think if they did that, they don't have to touch the gun stats as far as, say, like accuracy or penetration on the standard shell and stuff, and they'd be able to balance it mainly to hurt like stat patterns in it. I'm the T150. I think he's still tracked there. I haven't seen him move. If I did hit him, I didn't end him there. Mainly just taking blind shots because I knew that they were going to be outnumbered up here. 7. Pushing on in. Just pull back, Tiger. Pull back, dude. Don't take shots. You've got a lot of people here behind you, even though that shot just completely missed. Oh, Lord. I don't even know why I shot him the second time. There was another AP shell and the velocity's lower, but I should have hit 2 of those. Not that it's gonna change a whole lot. I think we'll still be fine up here. I'm actually gonna take this one last shot here where that guy was. Missed him. Scurry on off here a little bit, but we're still up by 1 tank. I wish I could have did a better job leading those shots, given I was firing standard AP, and I knew that the shells weren't going to travel as fast. That was a little bit of a mistake there from me. Thank you, Nomies, for the follow over on Twitch. Got him there. Thank you very much, Labobo, too, for the tip. It has been a while. Yeah. Let's say if you need brushing up on the commands, if you do the drop-down video description, you should see most of the commands, like the most used ones. Who got him? On Panther M10. Push out here. There goes all my HP. Got full HP, and you're the only tier 7 we have left. Would think he'd want to push out there before their T29 comes into play. What do I know? Hello, William. Nice to see you. I have not, Ahmad. Unfortunately, like, it's really hard for me to, like, do certain videos right now, like, outside of live streams. Like I'm not even, like, exaggerating. I don't have much free time outside of, like, in between last stream and this stream, I've been home, like, awake for probably, like, 3 hours in between streams, and that was Friday night, same time as tonight's stream. So it's just when I do recorded videos, like stuff like that, I kind of look to see if anyone else has done a video of it before, because I mainly make videos to, you know, help people learn about World of Tanks, whatever game I'm playing, and also I try to do things I get, you know, a lot of requests for. And if I see like a video of something that hasn't been made, which is why I make like weak spot ones, map strategies, because I feel like I put a little more effort in than just, you know, pulling up like tanks.gg or pointing at something in a garage without any like overlay over it. So I put a little bit more effort into those because, you know, I kind of do this as a hobby to where I'm not like able to pump out like a ton of pre-recorded stuff unless I basically stop live streaming as much. But, you know, I don't think I've seen many videos about that before. I know there's a lot of guides like on the forums about camouflage and view ranges and stuff like that between tanks, but that might be a little hard to do a video on unless you have like a lot of replay stuff like in a training room to base it off of. To turn my hull before going out here because it loses so much accuracy once you turn the hull in this thing. Why did you push out, girl? Feeling like there's a tank back there, but thanks for the challenge, Grigsby. A 252U? Sure thing. Alright. Honestly, given that there's only 2 minutes left, I'm just gonna honestly pull all the way back. Did the Panther really flip himself over? I'm honestly just gonna look here. Yep, he flipped himself over. He sure did. There's only 1:35 left, so the only way we're gonna lose is if we all die or they cap. And the cap's out of the question right now, unless they put 2 on. just don't know how. Awesome, that's a good reset. And I'm just gonna do it one more time. They 100% lost now unless they get a second person on basically right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull back. And of course I got hit by Artie. That was a nice shot by him now. So I got another challenge in the 252U. Okay. We definitely won this. I'm gonna get into, let me do a grind here, and then I'll do the first challenge here. Hello Phil, nice to see you. I think everyone's happy to see you back, Rick. Yeah, unfortunately, unless you're a moderator, you can't post in chat links and stuff. That's just how YouTube, that's the only setting I have. Did the most amount of damage on my team. He did a really good job though. He hit me, honestly, for like 400 damage. He was the only one to actually hit me until the end. Honestly though, when it comes to view range and camouflage, like outside of just like learning the basics, I know like a lot of people link like tanks.gg, like I have stuff on tanks too, but the best place is honestly Wargaming's compare system here. It has every stat except for the, if I'm not mistaken, they still don't have the, yeah, basically soft stats. So when you go to dispersion, so they don't have the values for turning your turret and stuff, and they don't have the terrain resistance, but they have camouflage and, you know, V range, everything there. To where this is honestly what I used to compare most things, and then I only check on like the soft things that aren't in there, like the terrain resistance and stuff, just to make sure there's no like hidden value that's going to screw a tank over. Let me get into the AMX 5100 here, then I'll pop into my first challenge. But let me start a giveaway here. Why don't we start with, we'll go with 800 Levi biscuits here to start with. Not really a mod. It mainly comes down to, like earlier when someone asked me about playing Blitz, I don't have that much time to play, so at this point, given I've played on this account since 2011 and have all these tanks and stuff, unless I, you know, say for whatever reason transfer my account to EU, there's just not a ton of incentive for me to play there because the ping's higher, and right now I have like 250 something battles, and my highest tier is a tier 5 Excelsior. I forget who had purchased it for me, but I remember that helped me out quite a bit, grinding a little bit, because I needed to get the 250 battles for posting on the forums. Hello Earnhardt, nice to see you. I saw your messages earlier. I didn't get a chance to respond to them though on Discord though, since I was pretty busy today traveling. Mojo, yes. Or no. A nice couple had asked. Yes, 4 tankers and a dog. He has a YouTube channel with videos. I'm looking at, you know, for my website, WoT Guru, I have a couple pages like pointing to links, like useful links for World of Tanks, the page is called. I plan on probably reaching out to a few people at some point in the near future to kind of add their videos and embed them onto the site, just because certain things like I said earlier, I don't have a ton of time to do things when it comes to like pre-recorded stuff, so it would be easier just to use someone's video that already has everything covered the way, you know, I kind of feel like it should be covered. Like, I'm not going to put videos up there I don't agree with, of course. Unfortunately here, you know, I'm bottom tier and we don't really have anybody capable of pushing the center. And that's really what we need to be able to do, is push the center here. Trying to push as hard as we can right into them at the bridge, not the right play. We should be able to outnumber them in the center, but I personally can't make that push by myself, and I actually can't pen the 257 here on the side of the turret. Just I guess I'm just gonna stick down here because I literally don't really have any options. Like the 257 I'm not gonna be able to deal with unless somebody pushes into him with me. I missed that. Like literally, how did I miss that? I did not want to take a hit there at all, but thank you, Nicholas, for the subscription. We lost the north somehow. Is it possible for a tier 1 to be 10? It is possible, but I would say it shouldn't be unless you let the tier 1 kill you and you don't shoot at it. You could even just ram a tier 1 like once in most tier 10s and kill it. Unfortunately, like I still have to clear this. I wish he would stop losing HP. This guy. Thank you, WZ111. We have people at the base, and I've honestly got to get some shots here because we're about to lose the prototype in the center here, and now the base is practically wide open. That's not a good play for me right now. I've got to hang with these 4 because the 4 rounds I have here. I'm not going to have enough time to reload. I wanted to go up the center, but again, I don't have anyone there to kind of help me where I need to help. I'm not going to be able to push out down that path, even though I guess at this point I technically could. I am spotted here, but I'm hoping... I'm gonna stay here. The T-110E4 is coming here. He's probably about to take a shot, not at me. I just need to actually hit him. That was a risk, but it didn't work. Obviously, because I missed him completely. Kind of stuck here. 257 has me on this corner. I know he's honestly just sitting there waiting. I still have a little bit of HP to play with, to where I think I will go for it now. He did get a hit on me, but I'm more afraid of that. I guess waiting it too long. I should have kept pushing. It's just we didn't take the chance when we had it to potentially push the center to where, you know, we were getting surrounded here and we weren't breaking out anywhere. Still did 2100 damage, but unfortunately, it didn't work out there. It is pretty important, beef jerky. Kind of know if a shell travels slow or fast. What you can do to figure that out. So you can't see it here, but if you click this, good. Maybe you can't see it here. Alright, so basically to see that, either go to tanks.gg.com or gamemodels3d.com. You can see the shell velocity. I thought it was in game. It probably is somewhere, but it's not on those screens anymore. Yeah, I ended up doing top 2 damage, but I screwed up a little bit there. So I thought it was in the screen here as far as the velocity. Alright, so let me get into a deluxe challenge here. Pretty sure it was a PZ7. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lobobo. So PZ7, I have to do 2 times the HP total, so I have to do 5k damage, assist, and block all combined. Which congrats Cuppa on winning the raffle. Well, basically, like a mod, how that works. So you have the view range circles painted on the minimap now, as far as the max, and basically what your tank has. So, as a light tank, if you already have the max view range, anything over that basically shaves off a little bit of the camouflage percentage off of the other enemy tank. So, say you have a light tank with the max view range and the enemy has a tank with 0% camouflage, whether it's shooting, moving, whatnot, just for example purposes. Once it gets to that max view range, I'm pretty sure 450 meters or 445 or something, you're gonna spot it. Say it has like 10% camouflage, you're gonna spot it a little bit closer to you than that max view range. However, say you have an extra, say like 30 meters over the max view range you can spot in that circle, you're going to shave a percentage off of that camouflage value. I don't know the specifics because it's a lot of math to do, honestly, and I don't know the equation off the top of my head. But basically any extra V range you have, it's basically negating mainly light tanks and medium tanks, their camouflage. If you get it good enough, honestly, you can spot people through bushes, but that's, definitely getting some really high camo or view range values and them being fairly close to you. Hello, Badger. Nice to see you. Jeffrey, you've asked me that a question before. I've never been paid by Wargaming to do anything. So, I am actually probably I'd say one of the only people that have made videos for as long as I have, and made, well over 400 individual guides for World of Tanks. I'd say I'm the only person that's ever done that and hasn't been a community contributor for Wargaming. Don't know why. I've applied a couple times and basically they've given me, I haven't applied outside of NA though, they've given me like, we're full and not really accepting people, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. But Wargaming technically doesn't pay anybody who plays the game. They give you media accounts with all the tanks unlocked. They give you like early access for things so you can make a video for it early, testing out new premium tanks, whatnot. But they don't pay anybody, as far as my knowledge. Thank you very much, Rick, for the tip again. No problem, Ahmad. There are, I don't think there's, like, there might be videos of people showing it, but it's something that's really hard to, like, say show visually. Like, you'll see definitely spotting people closer, but, like, it won't show you, like, the exact amount. But I do know that there are guides, like, people have posted on the forums and stuff before. Probably on WoTLabs.net. Their forums have a lot of stuff geared towards that, as far as like explaining, say, formulas for stuff and, you know, what does what. But yeah, my rule of thumb is like some things, which I'm honestly just getting HE'd down by E100, and this really blows. Honestly, some things in World of Tanks are really complicated to keep in the back of your head, to where you're better off just focusing on the mini-map, basically. The mini-map and basically what you're doing and the enemies are doing, rather than like worrying about other stuff like that. Unfortunately here, like, I can't really go anywhere, and I'm a little frustrated that I got into this spot and I'm not able to kind of use it to help my team. They're gonna push most of their people this way. It happens though. I was just hoping, since I've been a little hectic this weekend, I'd come back and kick it off with some really good battles, and it hasn't really been that way yet here. I don't have a good chance here unless he gives me a better view at him. But the Z100's able to basically do 200 to 500 damage a shot on me. And I have the Batchat 15558 shooting me as well. I don't think this is going to be a challenge I can win here. I'm really tempted to do this, but I know I probably shouldn't. Just, he's gonna... Nope. I was saying he's probably gonna whack me, but no. Jeffrey, I don't have the answer for that. Like I said, I'm not one. So obviously I don't know. Stuck myself a little bit too far there. My team's getting clobbered too. I feel bad because, you know, usually in a tank like this I should be able to like soak up damage and stuff for him and help push, but I'm kind of stuck in my little cubby hole right now. There's another HE. I could get HE him, but at this point it's not really gonna do much. Thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip. Thanks for showing me your little sliver of your hull there. Kinda hoping that E100 shoots their E100. If I can, will do my best to get their I-7, but no, he has got my engine. I don't have something to get my repair kit here. Yeah, I'm 100% screwed here. This E100 ain't gonna last very long. And the RD's reload it again. Oh well. Why do you guys gotta HE me? I'm so close to where I could have penned him. Not that it's going to change the outcome, given that I'm literally the only tank alive, but yeah. I can't pen him on that that part of his lower plate. Doesn't matter E5. If I turn that way, they pen me and I die. Yeah. Where it doesn't matter at that point. But congrats on winning the challenge, Lobobo. I didn't even get close to the 5K I needed to get to. So it happens that when you lose like 3/4 of your HP to HE rounds, though. Oh well. I got top 3 damage, but that was a really lopsided match there. Like, it was over once we couldn't push our flank because we put a couple more people than typically we do. We didn't win that flank, and we didn't win the other flank, to where, you know, you're not going to win Erlingberg right now unless you kind of get one flank early on, which the enemy basically got that on both. Alright, so let me get to an ST here. I'll get to the 252U challenge shortly too. I'll be working, Jeffrey. I work pretty much every holiday. Yeah, I'll try to pop up the wall for the stream as well. I think that came after Rick last was here too. Trying to up the quick bow. I screwed that up. There we go. Yeah, like I put the heavy spall liners on certain tanks, but usually my goal is to not get hit by arty that much, unless I'm in like a mouse type 5. I don't mind it too much in those because usually I'm playing more to block and then sneak a shell in between. But yeah, usually heavies like this, I still try to put myself in a spot to where if I get hit by arty here or there, so be it. But that last match, the 1555A for the tier 10 French arty, when that thing focuses on you, it kind of takes you out of the match if you don't have like teammates around you kind of pulling their weight a little bit. We're all kind of caught off guard on that flank because they pushed more in the center, and then our other side that typically would be able to shoot them a little bit, they were just getting swarmed by the enemy team, and you know, we kind of had no hope there. Thanks for tipping Levi a toy, William. I'll grab him one shortly here. Christmas is the only holiday I don't work. Next year though, I'll be working like right around Christmas, but not Christmas itself. But that's why, you know, when I say I'm busy, I'm not lying, to where being a professional chef is not the easiest profession. God, I'm honestly not even paying enough attention here. I am curious as to why my team actually pulled back when I pushed. It should kind of be the opposite. Like, especially the Object 430, he's in a tier 9 that's geared towards armor as far as medium tanks go, and he's pulling backwards instead of helping me out here. Actually, I was not too far. There was only a T-54 down here, to where if we had pushed myself and our T-54, we would be perfectly fine. But I didn't pick this T-54 up. Just need to angle a little bit more. The arty is what I was worrying about once I get too far back here. I can get hit from behind as well from a standard tank, but hoping it doesn't come to that. Thank you, PZ7, or PZ4. It's just, that guy saying I was too far out. I would be if they had, like, swarmed me right from the get-go, which I got a little lucky there. The 263 didn't kill me. But, like, they didn't. They had a T-54 and a 1390, like, piddled in, like, you know, say 20 seconds later, to where they were all moving backwards still. I'm a little annoyed the 263 killed me at that point, but yeah. At least my team finally pushed in though, like, come on guys. That's how you do it. But, oh well. I still did 2,000 damage though, 1,300 block, to where as long as this flank pushes, because it's still, there's how many tanks here? If I don't want to go on this flank. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks, plus if already helps them, to where 5 of them against probably 2, because the bat chat might not be there, would be fine if they pushed most people here and then 2 tanks around the flank. They'd be able to get them done easy peasy. But anyway, at least I still did a decent amount of damage in the beginning, but it would have been nice if I had stayed alive, but I was not expecting those guys to pull back. I would at least have liked them to stay on that hill to shoot at the enemies, so yeah. But as far as the challenge board, which is technically what it's called, let me pop that up here. I'm gonna go get Levi a toy here, so, but I'm sure your name is up there somewhere. Yep, right there. I don't know if you guys remember this one. So we're on, hey little buddy, we got a toy. I'd lowered the price for it because we're on, we've kind of hid these from him for a while and cleaned them up so he thinks they're new. Yeah, do you want a new toy? Or at least he thinks it's a new toy. Here you go. Hello, Sir Nubalat. Nice to see you. Alright, so I've got a challenge in the Object 252U. So I'm going to have to do 1.5 times the HP total of that tank's HP. I forget what it is. 1,500. My math really stinks here. Hey. So I got to do what? 2,250, I believe. Thanks for tipping him a toy though, Will. Let me pull down. I'm probably gonna play the town. We have visitors over right now, so that's why the door is closed. Hello, Scrub. Nice to see you. And Hit. Jeffrey, I think everybody wishes they could take a very long break from their profession at times. It's called being an adult. Where Ryan and I took our one-day vacation for the year here. Very much like if we had east, a couple people behind me. I find usually playing this a little bit more aggressive works, but I can't do it now because I push up, T-28 prototype hits me in the side. He's gonna hit me regardless, to where here goes almost half my HP. Granted, I shouldn't have I shouldn't have went out there because I should have conserved my HP, given that my team, again, isn't really pushing like they usually do. Like, I don't blame the KV2s. They're honestly not doing anything wrong. They should be further back there. But I should at least have somebody else like a little bit further ahead of the KV2s. Or something. I've got to start doing something here because there's a T-37 on my side now. For some reason my FPS gets flickered all over the place. Just missed him. Lucky bugger. I guess, like, we're up by a tank, but I don't know what or where, like, we're focusing on, because it feels like we're outmatched by like 1 or 2 people in the town. We have more people basically in the center than they do, but the center's finally starting to push now. Thank God. They should have waited like a hair bit longer to let this prototype push around this corner so I could pop him. Because I need to keep taking shots. I can't just let my team... Kind of worked. I'm assuming he was waiting to see what I was gonna do. Where that alpha is really nice. Cromwell's one-shottable, but that super person should be able to kill him really fast. He just got the Scorpion G though. Make it a little bit easier for them to shoot him. T-44 just killed him. I should have stayed closer up here against the Luva here. Awesome. I'm actually going to push here just because it'll take me a little bit to turn around. But this is where the 252s, this is definitely better in my first battle. It's just having a lot of frontal armor and a high alpha gun. It just plays, you know, it plays pretty well to where when you're against higher tiers, you just have to keep an eye on your DPM and your HP. But because your DPM is pretty low, but your gun still hits hard. You have enough penetration to deal with tanks to where it's a fairly straightforward tank to play, which is kind of the best element it has going for it. We were ahead, but now obviously we aren't. Oh, there we go. 2 HP and he was on fire. There is Artie, but I don't know what this super Pershing is doing. I'm probably gonna get Artied here, honestly, but crap. E44 just got back into cover. There's an E25 now, and the Artie got me. It's just, I don't know how that all fell apart, but there's just too many tanks for me to shoot. But I did 4K damage. Thanks for the challenge. Thanks for the challenge though, Grigsby. But yeah. But I'm surprised they didn't push me earlier. Had they done that, I would have honestly died pretty easily, because like I said, the DPM on the Defender Object 252U isn't one of its strong suits. Like, the gun hits hard, it's got decent penetration and good armor, but the gun depression's a little iffy, accuracy and DPM are low. So it is still a really good tank, but it's basically, you know, a little bit gimped on the DPM, but unfortunately I made a couple little mistakes. I took some damage from the Luva I shouldn't have, and I took one shot early from a Tiger I shouldn't have. But, you know, outside of that, it's kind of hard to complain that I did too many mistakes there. But as far as the DPM here, so the IS-3 doesn't have a ton of DPM to begin with, given its high alpha gun, which I'm just going to take this off to compare the two. The cruise, and I never know if I have tanks set up the same, to where, as you can see, they're virtually identical here. I'm pretty sure I took everything off correctly, to where it's basically as souped up, to where the IS-3 already has low DPM given. It has that high damage per shot for a tier 8 heavy like that, and penetration, but the 252U ramps it up a little bit. Unfortunately though, you can see the dispersion here, and even though it has an extra degree of gun depression, basically it is fairly inaccurate. Thank you very much, Grigsby, for the tip. But, you know, sometimes, you know, people are afraid to push like that. It's just, fortunately for me, they didn't. They honestly would have won a lot easier, but I just wish at the end I had a little bit more HP and I didn't take those 2 shots, because I would have been able to survive that already hit. Alright, so I have an Achilles up next here. Yeah, I can switch the camera back. I'd say I made sure the sponsor board was down, but Levi, honestly, he was in a house with, yeah, he was in a house with 2 girl dogs for the past day, to where he pooped himself out a little bit here. Gun depression, beef jerky. So when you hear people talk about gun depression, easiest way for me to explain it, so guns pointing straight here, gun depression or lack thereof on the Achilles, as far as being able to point your gun down. So if you look at that stat, anything under 8 degrees makes it feel like it's difficult to fight on hills, even small stuff like this. 10 degrees is like the sweet spot, to where you can start like hull down, where nobody can see your hull and just your turret sticks out. And then some tanks, say like the Swedish heavies, like the Emils and the Kronwagen, have -12, to where they're really good at hull down. The Achilles doesn't have much here, so when I fire, they're going to be able to hit, say, my hull here. So most American tanks have 10 degrees, some have 8 degrees, to where that's kind of the cutoff, to where you can like hull down pretty effectively without getting like, you know, basically really into trying to hide your tank, and they can still pretty much hit your weak spots. Just gonna chuck HE at the defender because I can't really pen him. But yeah, sometimes like if I swap over to Levi's camera when he's playing with a toy, I'll leave it on him, but he obviously is pooped out. He actually slept almost the whole car ride home, whereas when we were going up to Ryan's friend, he was like sticking his head out the window for almost all 3 hours. So he had a little bit too much fun this weekend. Fortunately, even HE, like, the gun caliber is not giant on this, but I would just feel bad if I ditch these guys, but I might have to, because I can pen their cupolas, but at this range, good luck actually hitting them. In battle, though, it's hard for me to switch stuff in OBS, because I have Fussbot covering it, so I can see like tank requests, and if I'm running a raffle, I can see that it's actually working right. I kind of wish I had a third PC monitor, But as far as I saw someone ask what I use for like the stream funds for, so you know, I use some of it like to buy, you know, premium shop packages, get new equipment for the PC, and also income. It's a hobby to where, you know, I do have a lot of bills, so pretty much any, you know, it's not like I just solely use it for anything. I use it for a little bit of everything. Like usually the way I do it though is I have a separate account set up basically for different sources of money I earn. That way it's all easy for me to track. Okay. Those defenders, honestly, I literally can't do anything to those defenders unless I shoot them in the back. B-13 is not going to be fun for me to shoot against, but I should, unless, you know, I bounced there unfortunately. Say I should be able to take that shot without getting shot back. Got me there. They have literally 2 almost full HP defenders. Not doing it. I can see once this Tiger 2 dies, they can one-shot every one of those tanks. I see it coming. Those guys did not see that coming. Where they're just gonna blow right through those tanks. But that's the difference between losing and hopefully winning here. Unless they kill this FV because he's sticking out too far. Thank God. But like, so many people make that mistake of not capping. That's exactly why you cap. See a hit. Thanks for watching. But I'm glad I got a win there. Honestly, that's why people buy the Object 252 and Defender, because when they're top tier like that, especially, there's certain tanks at tier 6, tier 7, even tier 8 that can't even fight them because of the alpha and armor. It's not unbeatable, but it's unbeatable 1v1 in a lot of tanks. I'll say that. But a pretty good match, top 3 damage, and I basically knew I was going to have to play around those defenders because they were basically balled up together to where they were, if they got average damage rolls on their shots, they were going to basically throw out 880 damage per, you know, salvo there between the 2 of them, which can 2-shot any tank that was in that match. And like for a tank like me, it can 1-shot me basically. So luckily just playing around them worked out there. So I have a grind up next here. Let me hop into Mr. RHM Borsig. No, there's no real reason to keep them, Randall. I just throw them on my barracks because I have so much room in the barracks to where I just end up training them to 100% afterwards because it's the same as, you know, just recruiting a fresh crew. Thank you very much, Arnhart, for the tip there. Or Earnhardt. Enunciating things isn't exactly my strong suit. I'll start shortly here. The voting for Tuesday night's game. The Mako, they won't nerf the Object 252, honestly. Wargaming has never nerfed a premium tank, and I know some people will like scream Super Pershing and Type 59. Type 59 was actually a buff to it, because at one point it didn't actually have preferential matchmaking, and it actually had lower damage per shot for its gun, although they did tweak a little bit of stats. It was a static buff. And the Super Pershing, they basically rebalanced it to where they broke it armor-wise as far as the model for a little bit, but they buffed it back up. And in the case of the Super Pershing, they basically refunded everyone's money, but they're not gonna nerf the Object 252U. See you, Kappa. Stay safe and eating lunch. But hopefully after this I will remember to put up the vote for Tuesday night's game, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I typically stream. This might be the last one. I might have like one or two more before I am working a lot in the kitchen. But there's basically two new options from last week. So Total War Arena is an open beta now. So technically it's released to where no more wipes for your accounts from this point on. And then there's also Stellaris released a new DLC called Apocalypse, so a lot of the game changed. I honestly don't know where he's getting shot from, but I honestly, yep, it's right there. The Udes, that thing has crazy camouflage. Would have been nice though to have like someone pinging, like, hey, you know, I'm getting shot from here, you know, we can't see them. Instead I drove right into the frickin' Udes. It's been a while, William, so at this point like 3 years or so. Basically they initially like changed it over to HD, I believe, or maybe it was right before, to where they technically like removed one layer of like the frontal spaced armor, to where it still had spaced armor, but they removed the layer, so it really hurt like its frontal armor, to where they then fixed it. Like they offered people like gold in return. They could trade it in. I honestly wasn't playing at the time. I was taking a little break. And yeah, literally the only way we're gonna win is if we cap. Now there's no way for us to win unless our RD resets them. Oh well, we just literally, the enemy team outplayed us there, to where they pushed the town hard. We had pushed 2 tanks into the center for some reason, and this side has a worse chance at getting into the center line than the north. So we lost 2 tanks from the get-go, and then they just basically blew through the town 1 tank at a time because we weren't all grouped up. Nothing I could have done there. Alright, so let me get this hole going here. But somehow I got top 3 damage, even though like I only hit 2 shots, so yeah, it's just can't do anything and beat myself up over that. Alright, so for anyone who hasn't voted before in this, unfortunately right now, since my chatbot only works on YouTube, this command only works on YouTube right now, but You're going to type exclamation point vote. You press space, and then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Corresponds with, you'll see on the right side, it'll have like a drop down with the game names. Top one's number 1, bottom one's number 6, and you know, in between it basically goes top to bottom 1 through 6. So let's get, and it'll also say it in the chat here as well. So there we go. So basically number 1 is Battlefield 1, number 2 PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, number 3 World of Warships, 4 Total War Arena, 5 is Stellaris, and 6 is Overwatch. Feel free to vote for anything. You know, basically vote for what you want to see, because sometimes if, say, a certain game isn't working, like if it's a multiplayer game, like if the servers are down or, you know, something, I will basically go and pick the second option of the two. Which I'm actually going to go with, I forget if it was, it said, I think your request earlier was the Super Conqueror laser gun, so I'll go with the tier 10 Super Conqueror. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on Twitch right now, Badger, to where Streamlabs, so that's the chatbot I have there. I plan on adding the commands over there for, like, say, tipping Levi and stuff. That's on my plans for this week, to get both of them meshed up there. Streamlabs just added in YouTube support 2 days ago in their update. However, it's not released to where I can actually use it. So hopefully when that happens, it'll be one chatbot and it'll work on both places at the same time. That's what I hope. They haven't really released, you know, being able to use it and also the complete details, but they did say that their YouTube support for the chatbot is very close to coming to YouTube. So hopefully that means I can do both at the same time. But even if, say, you don't really watch on YouTube at all, if you pop over, just real quick, just type it in the chat. It doesn't cost any currency or anything to actually vote for. So you know, it's pretty easy just to pop over right now until I get it working. I say I've heard that koalas are actually pretty vicious. I'm glad in Cape May the only thing we have to worry about are sharks, which aren't that huge of a problem, because unless you're like swimming really far away from the beach, nothing big outside of just a sand shark, and they have like really tiny teeth, is ever going to come close to you. Outside of that, we have like maybe a dozen coyotes here. And coyotes are, I think they're harmless, but you know, if you have a small dog or a cat. Oh great, we just lost 2 TDs because they do not know that you can get spotted on this map. That's just peachy right there. Yeah, like World of Warships, I have it up there because I know people want to see me stream it. But it can be a little bit slow as far as the gameplay, so that's why, you know, I haven't like done dedicated World of Warships streams outside of if it gets chosen, or there is something in the chatbot shop to where you technically can buy, like, I'll finish a stream with, say, like a few World of Warship matches, stuff like that, which those I might be pulling down only because I don't want to have too many commands and make it confusing when I have to switch. That's all you had to do, IS3. When I switch over to commands for purchasing stuff, since the Fussbot chatbot shop's gonna be going away here in a couple days. I say I don't want to focus on anybody but him, because I could have killed him, but my team is just so focused on not playing together right now, and it's really frustrating. Like, really frustrating. Like, we could have gotten that guy out. Now I'm screwed because I don't have a repair kit, but yeah, we're pretty much screwed at this point. Yep, I knew I was going to get back again, and that actually helped him. But this is where, like, the Super Conqueror is an excellent tank, but I knew fighting in the city against some of their tanks wasn't going to be easy, but having to, like, try to stop the bleeding, it's impossible. Like, we lost 2 tanks in the beginning because I'm pretty sure at least one, if not both, drove out here. And a lot of people have realized that if you send 1 or 2 people up this way, you're going to spot these guys really easy if you're in the bushes and stuff, and they just get shredded, like right in the beginning. But, oh well. But our team, we could have salvaged it if we had focus fired, but yeah, no comment. I just gotta move on there. Alright, so I have a awesome tank coming up here. I'm pretty sure that what BA means. Let's go with... What do I go with? No, I have a Badger coming up soon. I'll go with the T110E3 here. The 215B Heavy Stigson, if you mean that specifically, I don't think Wargaming's ever going to touch that tank ever again. They actually said in the Q&A a few days ago, the only reason they left it in was some people might have used like gold to free XP to it at some point, and they didn't want to anger them, so they just left it in when they replaced it with the Super Conqueror. So I don't think they're ever going to buff that tank ever again. Sorry, John. For Dreadnought, and I took out World of Warplanes for this week. I thought, adding in both Total War and Stellaris would help. I left Overwatch in, but I technically probably should have left Dreadnought up there. Because, like, Overwatch, I like playing it, but I kind of like playing Dreadnought a little bit more. So far, though, it looks like Stellaris, it's only up by like 2 votes, I think, compared to World of Warships. So there's almost like 2.5 minutes left. So if anyone hasn't voted, feel free to throw your votes in. I'd say a lot of people eat different things around the world. Like, I personally, like, I don't blame people for eating certain things. I don't eat everything. I might try it, but as long as it's... But I don't want to get into, like, serious discussions about certain things, because it's really controversial, some stuff. As long as stuff isn't being wasted and, like, you're overfishing stuff, which happens to a lot of things, I'm fine with it. But oh lord, I got a lot of people in the center. There goes that plan. I'm gonna go to the town now. I'm sure someone has done a Pong stream. I actually keep forgetting I need to turn on... My computer here hates me a little bit. Whenever I have the door closed, it gets a little toasty in here. Like, the amount of heat like my computer puts off when I'm streaming, because my CPU's like almost maxed out the whole time, and the GPU's sits around like only like 30% now for tanks. It gets like 5-10 degrees hotter. I just need to remember to up my fan control a little bit. Hopefully I'll remember to do it after this battle. At this rate though, it looks like, like I said earlier, I can't do any more tank requests. If anyone, you know, popping in here a little later. Honestly, I wanted to do basically a grind in between every 2 tank requests, but it looks like, you know, I'm just gonna do tank requests for today. But definitely starting my next stream, I am going to be throwing in grinds because I used up a lot of free experience getting past a couple tanks to take advantage of the 30% off, where unless I grind some of these tanks, I'm never going to get a new tank. So, and I know some of these tanks you guys have wanted me to get for a while. So it looks like Tuesday I'll be streaming Stellaris, so it'll be a first for me. I've never streamed a strategy game like that, so it'll be interesting. I know people have asked me quite a few times to stream it, so here it goes. Which I have started a new game, you know, with the DLC out. Basically, I want to skip the really early game to where, not to say it's boring, but it's not that interesting, I feel like, to watch because, you know, you only have a couple things going on. They should. Whoa, TVP, why aren't you pushing? We're not pushing. Why aren't you turning back, I should say. Back completely missed. For the HE shot. I'm gonna chuck an HE shell at him or the Stripe 103B here. Here it's Stripe 103B. I set him on fire again, and he's gone. That felt so evil to do. Why TVP? I don't know why he pushed. Like, all he had to do was round back with the FE215B, and he probably would have been able to escape. That's why I like the E3 here, though, is, you know, it's like the Badger. The Badger just has a little bit stronger weak spots frontally. It can turn a little bit better, but it has lower alpha. Instead, though, you get more DPM and better accuracy. And more gun depression. The Badger technically is, I would say, a slightly better tank in a lot of scenarios, but the T110E3 is still pretty darn awesome. But that's why I really like the E3, to where you're immune to a lot of shots frontally, unless they hit you in a lower plate, or a really high penetrating heat shell like a JPZ probably has here. Really, you're just preventing yourself from getting flanked. Might happen here. Oop, nope, no, no. Ah. Awesome. We're up by 8 though, so likelihood of us losing is pretty darn low. Sticks in so Rick had requested a, so he typed BA because like I try to make it PG-13. Not that this is a curse word, a badass tank. So I appreciate that though. So I picked the E3. But like I was kind of saying, basically I'm going back to where I'm still going to be doing a ton of viewer requests, but I need to start mixing in some of my own picks, which almost are always grinds. So I'm going to go back to that format starting next stream. So it's usually 2 tank requests from you guys. I put one of my own in. That way it doesn't take me like 5 months to grind 1 tank. So pretty good match though. I did almost 3,700 damage and 2,100 assists, so alright, so up next I have a T57 Heavy. I need to just need to get my fan set up here a little bit. But Mastery Badge 2nd class, top 2 damage. A little bit lower on experience. It's still top 4 though, because I didn't spot all my damage there. But yeah, overall pretty good match. Our team played aggressive and it paid off there. So T-57's the next tank up here. Let me start a raffle here too. I'm alright, guys. As far as reminding me, tonight though, you know, I was a little bit, you know, I didn't want to make things too difficult to where I got, what, it was like 12 tank requests right in the beginning when I, you know, told people please put some in, to where I didn't want to potentially not do them all. But, yeah. This is easier this way. Because honestly, the tanks I'm grinding, like, I am on the Cody T50 right now. Like, I still have the AMX 65T, 5100, and like the Borsig that I don't play too well, so maybe not grinding a lot today was a better choice, since, you know, I got like probably 5 hours of sleep last night and none of it continuous. You know, it was at someone else's house and Levi's like bouncing around because he, like, I guess had to keep waking up and make sure we didn't like ditch him. So alright. I honestly do not like this map. It's gonna be better when they rework it next patch, but I don't like it too much. You know, granted, when it first came out, I kind of gave my opinion on, I don't like the 30v30 grand battles like this. I thought they should have stuck with the frontline mode with the respawns, but yeah, I guess it does add more variety into tier 10 battles, which these apparently this year are expanding to tier 8 and tier 9. I would really hope though that as far as the matchmaking goes for that, I would almost feel like they should do it same tier only. So if you get a tier 8 in them, it's just all tier 8s, because it could be a real pain if you're a tier 8 against like tier 10s on a battle like this. Come on, the accuracy on this isn't the best, but I should have been able to pen that better. Honestly, if I sleep like 8 hours a night, I actually feel like crap the next day, to be honest. When I'm working like in the restaurant all the time, I usually work off of 6.5 hours of sleep, and I feel really good doing that. Guys kind of blew it to where now he's reloaded. He's definitely going to take another shot. It's just, I will capitalize on it if he does. I know flanking, it's not going to work because they have more people back there. He actually turned. It's just who is going to push somewhere. I want to play off of somebody, given that this thing doesn't really have armor. It was guaranteed they're going to be pushing on us here. At least our team has the center. It's just, I hope they do something with it and not just got you, IS-7. Sorry, E100. Probably like, why is this guy running into me? Here's a JPZ 100. All used his repair kit, and now he's gone. Oops, you want to go out there? Sure thing. Hello, Hunter. Nice to see you. What are oats? Oats are a grain. Yeah, I technically should be able to pen that, but accuracy did me in on that shot. Pull up a little bit more. Oh well. Reload here. Not good. Now we're actually fairly outnumbered. Yeah, I got lucky. It's just this the 705A got me there. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate here. Alright guys, who's gonna help who? I didn't want us to all be clumped up in C2. I forgot though I can get shot from here. Come on, accuracy, like, are you kidding me? My shots are just like flying straight up. I can take shots at him right now, it's just I can get hit from the center as well. It's like, I guess I have to. It's just definitely gonna hurt. 183 hit me too. Don't have a shot right now. E3. And it blew our chance in the center to actually get something done while it was going to help us. Definitely dead here. No doubt about that. Like, I might have gotten one more shot, but I went with my track instead of my repair kit because trying to get him so he can't hide behind that guy, but they didn't get another shot on him. Oh well. But ended up doing 2100 damage, 2200 assists. It's just, we're gonna win this one most likely because we're up by quite a bit, but I could have played that a little bit cleaner. Congrats, Randall, on winning the raffle. Which, Hunter, like, I'm gonna put your request in, but most likely, given the tank requests I have left, I may not be able to get to it. Like, these are all right from the beginning of the stream, and I got quite a bit of them tonight. Usually they fill up in the first half hour, and they filled up in like the first 15 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. I have an E25 up next here. Thank you very much, Rick, for the tip again here. So you have to, you're keeping me on my toes with my addition here. Jeffrey, it's called a grand battle. Just, you know, please, you know, anyone who asks a question, it takes me some time to answer them, especially if I'm like zipping around trying not to die with, you know, one shot of HP left there. I do my best to keep up on chat, but you know, if I was reading everything as it comes in live, I wouldn't be able to play. I do a pretty good job though, to where I think that I probably miss maybe like at most 1 or 2 questions a stream, and I usually read everything that comes through chat here. Not exactly the best battle here for an E25. I decided to head up here because we have so many people in our base area that, looking, they do have a bishop, but I don't think the bishop's set up yet. I don't think I will be that useful. Like, there are E25s in the south. I have so many people in the south on my team that I don't think it's gonna help, because I'm just gonna be sitting there, like, maybe shooting 1 or 2 shots helping, but I would most likely scout, like, if I went south, to be honest. Or I'd rather get up here and maybe do some damage early, but we'll see. But setting up south for them isn't that bad. It's just right now, given that they kind of only saw 1 E25, what they should do is they should push the south and basically start pushing them and flanking them. Just rink, and you get them all stuck in the little corner up here. If they don't do that, we're probably going to lose. But, you know, stranger things have happened. It's just, with it being encounter, usually like 90% of the tanks end up in this little area. Yeah, as far as special titles go, yeah, they always stay as long as you log in with the same account. I should be fast enough to where I can get out of here if need be. IKB is going to push though. Oop, this Chaffee can't spot me. It's gonna be iffy. God, that's not good. Stop getting closer to me. Or LTG. Had to kind of get out of there. Black Prince should set up well enough for me to kind of use him. Saw a bishop shot most likely. Bounce a shot on the LTG. Cover. About to get hit. There's a KV1 coming this way, so I need to skedaddle here. I really wish the people in the south would push. P29 is pushing that cover, it looks like. I'm gonna let him push that cover. If he pushes it past the corner, then I'll go shoot him in the side. Even though Artigas kind of ruined that. There he is. Hit there, but get at least 2 shots to make that worthwhile. It's just... I feel bad for this KV1 now. It's just... I'm one-shottable now by basically every tank except for the KV1 up there. Their bishop. I knew I could count on him for being in the same spot. Oh, I missed him. I don't know how my southern flank lost. They had so many people down there. As Jackson was coming back too. That's not good for me. Oh, how did he snapshot me? That's really frustrating that he did that. Crap, now they have an E25. I'm probably gonna die here. I was kind of hoping I wasn't spotted there. That was a nice hit by him. It's so hard having to brawl here. Which hello, Lawrence. Nice to see you. I don't know why he sat out there like that. Unfortunately for me, they have an E25. They have a T67. Basically tanks I can't outspot easily, if at all. Why is our Hellcat pushing? Granted, I guess it's not the worst thing he could do. Like, me sitting in this bush is probably not very smart, but as far as people playing encounter mode wrong, it happens, yeah, pretty much on any map. But unfortunately, awesome, their E25 outspotted me because he went behind that bush. Oh well. Yeah, he was basically here. Where, unfortunately, you know, I didn't have any HP, but he did a pretty good job there. Still eked out almost 2,300 damage and basically a pure brawling setup, except for against that Chaffee early. And I tried my best, but unfortunately that flank that had most of our team on it died. So it was a little bit hard coming back from that. So let me get into a Badger here. So M56 Scorpions, the next viewer request here. Pretty much this same tank almost. Yeah. Let's say, did I missed the Badger. The Badger was up there. But I don't think I played the Badger. Maybe I skipped it accidentally. Huh. I don't know when I deleted that by accident. Was that up next? I'm completely lost, to be honest. Because I remember there being... maybe there was a Badger request. Sorry, guys. I'll do that next year. I guess have... I saw the M56 Scorpion because I accidentally scrolled down and deleted it. So the Badger will be up next, Carl. Oh, no. See, Andrew, thanks for watching. Glad you could catch a bit. I'll see you on Tuesday. That sounds like a plan. If all goes well, so Tuesday, basically I'm going to have everything set up in the video description as far as commands go. Kind of like they are now. There will just be more of them for anyone that'll be popping in Tuesday. Because the stream shot for Fussbot, so the developer is shutting it down. You might have an option later on to like host one yourself, but he's not finished with coding that. So that's pretty difficult as far as what he's kind of said. But it's still going to be up until the 28th. I just, I need to get everything kind of switched over before then, or else, there's going to be a few streams where no one can, like, buy anything, more or less. Yeah, I know I chose the E3 for a different tank. I don't have 6 cents on this, do I? I forgot about that. I probably have one of my lesser American TD crews. I'm just so used to, like, most of my American tanks having 6 cents because I have a lot of American crews with, like, at least two crew skills on them. I think I should be good here. I missed. Ooh, no good. Need to hit every shot. Thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I know I'll spot it. I guess he fired down the bush. I honestly didn't think I was spotted there because I was sitting far enough behind the bush to where, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was spotted at some point because I didn't have 6 cents on that crew, but oh well. Unfortunately, the M56 Scorpion, I like playing it, but without the preferential matchmaking and matches like that, it's tough to set up. But anyway, yeah, I lost this last battle there. Beef jerky, yes, they still work if you get into a battle at the last minute. So I got a high caliber list last match, most, in the match here by a pretty good amount, but unfortunately we just didn't end up getting a win there. So the way personal reserves work is it's based off of, once you get into a battle, they're still counting down, but as long as they were running prior to you getting into a battle, they will still count, even if they expired during that battle. I say Levi is still pretty much passed out here on the ground. No joke that he's probably as tired as he's been in probably a couple months with the amount of fun he had. Because where we're staying, they have a dog he actually grew up with, so they're both kind of old, but they've known each other. And then they have another dog that I'd say is probably like 2 or 3, so a lot of energy. So they had fun time playing together. Right, so unfortunately Paris, which, I do like playing Paris. I know some people really hate it, but it's probably one of the better, mostly city maps, even though it is frustrating at times, but at least it has a lot of options available to it. It's just whether or not your team actually utilizes them. But unfortunately for a Badger here, like I could set up in this, basically the north, but I don't think I'm going to be able to help there much. It's just, I'd rather have an E3 here because it has a higher alpha gun, so I don't have to expose myself as much for getting damage. Somebody had knocked a tree down. I don't think they're necessarily here, but nah, they're back further. I was just gonna chuck a Hess shell downrange. See, Will. Have a nice one. But I think Ryan, they were just airing the Olympic closing ceremony a little ago. I think she caught some of that. Is it my personal favorite? No. Or as Paris as a map, I like it, but I don't like love it. I'm indifferent to where, you know, I don't necessarily like tank or like maps. I just dislike a few. Actually still is there. I wonder if I was hitting him or not. Oof. You guys are set up well. I'm a little bit concerned I'm gonna get shot in the butt. But I think, yep, my lower glacis there, he's able to get it. Just shot the ground. Yeah, he's able to whack me in the lower plate. Here comes Mr. 183. Really lucky he didn't kill me. Unfortunately though, it'd be a little bit different if I was in the E3, but I'm just playing this a little bit incorrectly. Should have been further back here to begin with before I lost my HP there. These guys though, I'm not going to be able to fight them given my HP, but I can try to help out in the center here. Keywords try. I don't know how well I'm going to play, but I'm already spotted. Just unfortunately our team never contested down here. Since we never got that, it's really easy for the enemy to slip a tank right in front of like that IS-4, and then I can't hold down in that area anymore, and it makes it really hard for you to defend that corner. Honestly, I'm gonna get a lot of damage here because the AMX M4 is gonna pop around, but most likely, yeah, there's gonna be more than just him. Yeah, I've got the crazy Object 268 version 4 that luckily it missed me, but oh my god, this thing has crazy armor to where I can't even hit it somehow. Go figure. The Badger is one of the most accurate guns at tier 10, and it can't even hit the Object 268 version 4. Not even at max range in 3 shots. That's just some really bad luck I got there. I'm just gonna try to delay him, but it's just, yeah, he's got a repair kit. I'm screwed. Hilo butto. Unfortunately, this was just basically when you're gonna have bad matches on Paris like this, where it feels like your team's just slowly losing and there's no hope. Your team doesn't push anywhere. The key part is the center. Like, they had a Centurion and a JPZ here, kind of shooting down the lanes and trying to spot. We snuck one guy in there, but he got torn apart because they had this road to help control the center. They got a tank into the center here, the Object 268 version 4, to where you notice your team almost always loses if you don't play the center of the map. All the roads come out of the center, and all the flanks come out of it. So if you're not playing that, you're trying to push right through the enemy that's pre-aim set up on corners, and you're at a disadvantage. So unfortunately, yeah, it just didn't work out there. I got a 121 up here. But yeah, the shots on the 268 version 4, honestly, I might have even not penned them if I hit him. I was just aiming for the lower plate because it's, even with the accuracy of the Badger, hitting that 268 version 4 and that small cupola on the top is almost next to impossible unless you're really close to it. And even then it has 255 millimeters effective armor on just the center part. Around it's stronger. That that tank's just bad for balancing. Like, it does have bad accuracy to where he missed a shot on me, but you know, it's a little frustrating because it's lower plate. Like, there is a little strip on the bottom you can pen, but even with like a premium tier 10 TD shell hitting its lower glacis, you still have a chance to bounce on it because it's so thick. So I'm gonna head to the center here. Honestly, I might be better off going south. I just have a feeling their 268 version 4 is going there, and I know I can't fight him frontally. We would be better off, honestly, just avoiding pushing around here and winning the center here and going from there. But you never know how anyone's going to play, so. A little scary that I was the only one who even attempted a shot on that guy. Like, likelihood of me actually getting it was pretty low, but you got to take a shot early on. It helps your team out a lot. Here he comes again. See ya, Mod. Thanks for watching. Glad we got to chat a bit. Their T100. A little bit annoying that he hit me in the ammo rack there, because it probably went through the side. I thought he hit me in my lower plate. But right now we have the advantage up here. It's just, will our team actually take it? We'll see. Which this month, anyone who had missed the VK168 Mauerbrecher, it's actually going back on sale. It's not the best tier 8 premium, but if you did miss it the first time around, it's going to be back on sale at some point. Or not this month, next month, March. Oh, Lord. Maybe the 1390 and the T34 and will help me be able to push. Just right now, not liking my options. Like, I wanted to help the south from like maybe getting through here, but they just have way too many people in the center here. That's why that tank isn't the best, because you can punch through. I'm not even using like a premium round. Like tier 9s and 10s can just punch through right through the turret front. Alright. I think they saw me pull away. Are you gonna push, or are you just gonna dance there? Like, I know there's a T100 somewhere here. It's just, we gotta do something. I'm gonna use that, but I'm not gonna. Nope. All 3 shots basically I've taken from this area have been ammo racks, and I'm dead. Oh well. That was my fault. I should have repaired my track, but the 121, it's got a somewhat weak ammo rack, but that's a little crazy because they're low caliber rounds, so it's not like a 183 was shooting me. So the higher the caliber, the more module damage it does. I'm really shocked that they were damaging me every single time in my ammo rack like that for having, you know, a light and a pretty low caliber round in a T62A. Oh well. Luck isn't really on my side right now. Alright, so I got a mouse going, but I did play that a little aggressive because I saw the south was about to fall, and if I had like pulled back to help them, I wouldn't have been able to do anything against their 268 version 4. Even with heat, it'd be difficult. So yeah, heel doggo. He's probably gonna be begging really hard to go to bed after this, if I had to guess. I actually forgot to change my stream title over on Twitch actually to make it not say ranked. That was left over from Thursday's stream on Thursday night. Technically, I've brought it. There are illegal mods that basically auto aim for you in certain module spots, but honestly, things like that aren't, like, they are cheating, but basically aiming at a tank like that, like, you're gonna basically damage the ammo rack if they hit me on the edge of like the front hull if I'm angling wrong, or even potentially through the lower plate. But mods like that I don't think help too much, because the computer isn't, like, say the bot you're using isn't going to be able to aim as well as a actual person can, as fast as they can if you know where to aim. Because most tanks, like, the module setups are somewhat similar to one another. Like, you kind of base it off of if it has like a front turret, a rear turret, stuff like that. But that wasn't the case there, to where a bot doing that won't give you, say, a higher roll for like damaging a module or something. Hello, Lawrence. The perk that it doesn't target modules. You're talking about Deadeye, that has basically a higher chance. I forget the percentage that it raises it. It's not a bad one to have, honestly, if you're going to be shooting a lot of AP or APCR shells. Doesn't work with HE, I believe. I'm unsure about heat. I forget exactly. But honestly, not to get your hopes down, but the 121's actually considered the worst tier 10 medium currently, especially after the Object 430U came out, because it does everything the 121 does, but it's better armor. I believe the gun depression's better than it as well. But the 121, basically, it needs a buff. The turret armor is actually pretty bad. Like, you can shoot it, say, basically in this area, and every tier 10 can pen it with standard rounds. And it doesn't have gun depression. The alpha's nice for a medium, but it's, you know, it's not going to win against like heavies and TDs and stuff. And it used to be the king of alpha for mediums, but now the 430U's around. And it's not like you're going to do terrible every match. It's just, it takes a little bit more effort, I'll say. Not a lot. A little bit more effort than other tier 10 mediums to do well in. Lawrence, I saw you request it. It says any tier 10. I can't take any more requests, sorry. You know, it was basically like an hour ago, maybe longer. I've said it a few times, I can't take any more tank requests. Where I might be able to get to yours, you know, just picking any tier 10, but I can't do any more. I didn't even actually get to really any grinds that I wanted to tonight, since I had so many. I wish there was an easier way for me to take requests, but there's a reason why most streamers don't do it. Is, you know, it's a little hard for me to convey like if I can take more or not, unless I can technically close the queue, but then with how my chatbot's set up, it'll make it weird when it announces stuff. I wish I'd gotten that shot, but yeah, I was actually angled wrong there because I was trying to rush it. The mouse, it depends. It can if you let people shoot you in the side a lot, or if they spam, say, like a TD round or a high pen premium round through like the upper part of your front. Uh-oh, that hurt. And he set me, or not set me on fire, but he pinned me. I don't know where. Because he has heat to where some of those shots, I don't know where they're pinning me. the Chinese line isn't the easiest to grind, honestly. Oh, why? I saw the type 5 back there. I'm angling the wrong way. I should be pointing in this way. But why is that IS-7 still alive? Come on, guys. Should have taken him out. The guy went for more HP damage, this type 5, instead of just derping. Thank you, type 5. Derping the IS-7. Thank you, Artie. I thought you forgot about me for a little bit there. I forgot to angle my turret, and I died. Oh well. That's where, like, I knew he was shooting heat, but I wasn't angling right at all that match, to where when you have crappy matches like this in the mouse, because I only got 1500 damage, I only blocked one shot, I was focusing more on trying to shoot them than I was blocking, which is, you need to do vice versa. You need to block first, then take shots in the mouse. Oh well. But I've honestly been off all night, to where it's just because I've had a pretty long day. Alright, so cruiser MK3. I honestly forget what tier it is, so I'm just gonna find it here, hopefully, in my list. Do I even add one? Cruiser. Do have one. I don't have it equipped yet, but I knew I had it. I don't know, I forget who requested it, but hopefully you're still here. I know that's where, you know, there's no perfect way for me to do requests, where I know this one requested, like, at this point almost 2 hours ago, to where let's see, it says put the pom-pom on here. I'm not going to throw any equipment on it because I'd like to take advantage of the sale here and possibly get another tank and some consumables. I'm going to go without, honestly, the camo too, so let's just go for it here. Yeah, I technically should just click this. It's just, hey, I got mitten guard. I haven't played this in like forever. Fortunately, it's going away after this patch here. But basically, I got a cruiser through here, I got an RU-251, and then I have a tier 10 tank. If there is time after that, I'm basically just going to pick up grind. But starting next stream, I'm going to, at least for a while, I'm going to do 2 viewer requests. Thank you very much, MS1. That was... Honestly, my luck is not good in low tiers either, because I am really confused how he hit me that quick. I'm honestly going to go out of my way to try to hit him again because I'm spiteful like that. I think he just threw a random shot, honestly, and hit me right off the bat. But that's why they're removing this map, because if you could imagine, like, you're playing your first like handful of battles and that happens to you and you're like, well, that's stupid, like. Let me let someone with more HP push in, just to make sure. It was a tank request, Tito. I'm the last person that you would probably see stat pad. I really don't. I don't even look at, like, the stat websites. Unless I have to update my stream title. And that's really the only reason I look at them. Because people look for it for stream titles. I honestly, like low tiers, I used to play them like sparingly. Because I thought they used to be a little bit more fun, but you know, nowadays they are just, it's just horribly imbalanced to where they just haven't really done anything to improve them in the past. It's at like 3-4 years now. But I used to not mind playing as much, say like tier 4 tanks, stuff like that. But the occasional, say like tier 2, tier 3 match, it can be interesting. I'm not sure, Randall. They might leave it in for that, but currently I would lean towards they're removing it for proving grounds. I would say they'd use mines, only because I haven't seen an HD version of it on the test server. If we don't see one of those, basically on the test server, say like if the next iteration comes out and it's not there, and it's like the final one, it'll most likely switch to something else, because they basically won't be using any of the maps that don't get converted over to the new render come 1.0. So next up I have a tier 10 here, and well, the RU-251, then the tier 10. I'll probably play something I haven't really played much of tonight, so. But after this stream, you know, I have a little bit left here. I got through, I kind of, you know, I didn't play too well my last, say, 10 or so battles. Basically, I'm going to be streaming Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday night will be an interesting stream for Stellaris, because I've never streamed like a single player game, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done one to where, you know, I already have kind of a game started. I'm about maybe 2 hours into it, maybe a little bit longer. So I'll have things kind of set up to where maybe I'll actually, I kind of play games like that, like strategy games. Like, I don't actively like try to kill everything. Like, I try to play pretty defensively. So we'll see how it goes. That head shell didn't work. Whew. Really close to regretting that. Could get one more shot before he can hit me, and he gets barely scooted by there. I probably could have pushed it a little bit further. He's gonna try to get revenge here for me staring at him. Trying not to. I'm from New Jersey. Thank you very much again, Rick, for the tip. Nice to see you again, though. Have a good night. I hope you can catch another one soon. It'll probably be... So I'm thinking, like, this week, I'm keeping the same stream schedule, of course, because I haven't, you know, told you guys I'm changing it. But after next week, it'll be a different schedule, given that I'm back working some mornings and setting up the kitchen, you know, so on and so forth. There's going to be a little bit of a schedule change. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Not very nice, Scorpion G. Thank you very much again, though. Here they go with the caps. Hey, we're up by 2. I don't know why they're complaining. Like, yes, they're capping. We should still have plenty of time to reset them. I'm not going to specifically go there because I know with my HP I won't be useful, to where I hope that I can kind of spot here for my team, and I might be able to get some cheap shots on some of their tanks. Just they have that T-44, or not T-44, T-100 light tank. Crap, I just got spotted here. No good. Know what spotted me. I think it was him, but oh well. Maybe it was the Grill 15, but I knew I might as well get a shot, because if I had ran away, I'm just going to back into the T-44. That's where I got spotted from anyway. But it probably was this guy when I was passing from this bush to that bush. Oh well, here's to hoping my team wins, because we had the numbers, or have the numbers still. So, well, thank you for the follow. Rounds out over on Twitch. No, I'm pretty sure I know who that is already. Let me update mission goal really fast here. I really wish Streamlabs would let me put this into the goal automatically, but I get why they don't. Alright, so I have a tier 10 here. That's going to be my last request for tonight. After this, I'm just going to pick a couple grinds myself. Why don't I'll play an IS-7 here. See, or hello, nice cuppa. Yeah, mitten guard. Yeah, I forget how it's spelled too. Outside of that, it's kind of been an up and down night. I haven't really played like super awesome or super bad. It's been like in the middle, but I'm just glad, you know, I'm not like passed out on the keyboard here since I had a rough day. Like, luckily Ryan and I barely squeezed in, you know, driving back, because we went basically to like a few hours past like Philly to see one of our friends. So driving back, you know, we started driving back at like at 2. We got home here, and I moved about, I don't even know how much. It was probably close to 1,000 pounds of tiles and grout and stuff to help. They're fixing up her brother's house. I've mentioned a few times, her parents, and I helped you know, pick up the tiles and grout and stuff and move them in. So that was pretty heavy lifting. But that was right about 7 o'clock I got home and from the stream, or not the stream, from doing that. So that's why I was a little off tonight. So I'll be better Tuesday here. Yeah, it was a tier 2 match I was playing. Hello Graham, nice to see you. Say Ryan watches Victoria. Usually watches it the day after though, since he's usually having to get up for school early. Sorry Bartek, I did play the M56 a little bit earlier, but I can't take any more tank requests, sorry. Hello Kumar, nice to see you from India. Yeah, I'm finishing the stream with just a couple little grind matches, because literally almost every other match today has been a request. Unfortunately, Klondike's actually going to get taken out next patch for, I would guess, just one patch, because they haven't. It beats me why this is the newest map in the game, like on the live server. It beats me why they would release it knowing the HD graphics are coming out like in March and not have one already kind of developed for it. So I don't know. But yeah, they have to kind of pull it down until they get it reworked into HD. I don't know if they've actually sent anybody here. Because this map, like, I made a map strategy for it, and it sets up to where more of the fighting should be here. But at least on the NA server, I find more people go up into that area. And it's honestly not that good of an area to push unless the enemy doesn't put anybody there. But usually both sides have a lot of tanks, and you know, one side just, you know, unfortunately gets smacked a couple times in the beginning, and then it's game over because there's almost no cover for you to play off of. Of course I shot him low and it hit the track there. I wonder if I can hide my lower plate. Definitely playing with fire, trying to fight against a JPZ 100 and an IS-7, but I knew I had an APCR around there and I could sneak a little shot in. Oh crap, he's actually gonna push on me, I feel like. The Scorpion, it's probably not the best tank, honestly, but I personally like playing different tanks to where it's basically like the battle I played earlier. So you can actually rewind it, just kind of look for Serene Coast. It was on that probably like 4 battles ago, maybe 3 here. When you're bottom tier, because it doesn't have like preferential matchmaking like the E25, it can be tough given that anything that rams you, even teammates, basically you lose a ton of HP. Your gun's decent, but like shooting higher tiers, it's kind of dinky. And you know, basically you're just completely reliant upon being a sniper, which you can't like scout too well, because unlike the E25, like you're not as zippy and kind of compact. But it's basically, if you're on a map that you can actually like sit back and support your team, it's decent. But actually getting a map like that the majority of the time is kind of difficult to guess. Oop, you got me. Fortunately for you, you didn't pin me. I'm actually going to, this might be a big mistake. They have something back here that I don't know is there. Actually gonna back off here for a second. I thought I might have had someone a little bit closer, but they're both stuck there. Think I can get around here without being hit by the E4. Might be able to hit me here, but I'm hoping he's not aimed in. But they just one up there, so they're going to be coming around. Just trying to keep these guys from dying. Basically, that's all I'm doing here, because they're about to get flanked. Oh god, never mind, there's a TVP there, of all things. Never have guessed that the TVP's here. I guess he probably snuck in. I wasn't even paying attention, to be honest. I was thinking about my next shot. Kill him with the HE round. And I'll probably switch over to standard here. Jeffrey, it's tier 10 only, and there's just a setting in your settings. Nobody can specifically select the grand battle. At least our team's doing decent. Our south is starting to get worn down, but I was mainly playing it safe here. Now I have a lot of HP. Late in the battle, I can start playing more aggressive. Because the IS-7's kind of weak against tier 10 TDs. Specifically, they can Like, he might have hit me on the lower plate here. Yeah. They can cut through your upper glacis sometimes if you're not perfectly angled. And given the ammo rack is kind of situated behind it, I can get messed up pretty quickly. So I was making sure I wasn't going to make some glaring error there early. Welcome back, Will. I probably should have turned there, but I'm just going to keep going this way for a little bit longer. We're up by 6. My mind's just screaming cat, but I think we'll be fine. They do have one arty left. Not that it's really glorious killing an SPG, but I guess someone's gotta have to do it, so see you, Leonard. Thanks for watching. I guess I'll go for arty. Holy hell, there's a light back here. He's actually got some turret armor behind him too, so I'm gonna make sure I aim in and miss him. That was a little bit on me, but I'm really surprised that they had an SPG back, or not SPG, a light tank back here. Of course, I either hit him too low or I hit him in the turret front. Lucky little SPG. Or not SPG, light tank. Ugh. Why do I keep saying SPG? Ah, Lord. Really? That M48's still, I'm probably gonna take some damage here, but... Oh, I took a little bit more than I thought there. So the reason I died there, because that wasn't a very big crash, is it's jagged. So when I fell, it actually hit my whole armor, like a piece of the terrain. And when you do that, you take a crap ton of damage, and it acts like you're falling, say, like a really high distance. And yeah, you can die like that if basically like a rock, say, sticks up and hits the bottom of your hull or something. Oh well. Honestly, Jeffrey, I know you don't mean to, but you're asking a lot of questions to where the rules, like, it's the same as any other battle, as you know. There is the saying, like, there's no bad question, but sometimes it does feel like you're trying to, like, troll, just asking like questions that don't need answers, if that makes sense. But did the most amount of damage here on my team though. E4 beat me out by a little bit on theirs. I don't think that was the E4, if I'm mistaken. Maybe it was. I thought the E4 I was facing off didn't do much damage, but somehow he got the most out of everybody in the match there. So bravo to that guy. Unfortunately, we won though. Alright, so finally though, I have maybe one more battle here. So let's get into a grind I haven't played yet tonight. Let's go to T50 and let me get the last giveaway raffle set up here. But you'll be seeing a lot more of falls like that, because with the HD kind of update for maps, a lot of things are more jagged now of rocks, so you gotta kind of be careful for that. I would say I like the IS-7 more, Nanda Kumar. The IS-4, it's a little bit weak to where Wargaming still has plans to buff it or even like replace it, but I don't think they're gonna take it out. I think they're most likely gonna swap it in the ST1. But it struggles a little bit, the IS-4. But it is a good all-around tank to where you're still gonna have like solid matches. It's not a tank though that does very well fighting 1 versus 1 against tanks. It's really good at just kind of getting lost in the fold and, you know, getting a solid match, and then maybe later on if you have HP, since you have a lot of different stats, you know, your gun's solid, it's not too heavy towards like high alpha or DPM, your armor's decent all around but not like stellar, your HP's pretty good, you know, mobility isn't too shabby, to where it gets better later on if you have HP in the IS-4. The IS-7 though, since they buffed it, you know, it definitely is a good tank, where your main counter is basically getting out DPM'd, or against like really high alpha, high armor targets, the IS-7 struggles a little bit. Let's say, finally, the TVP VTU. I wasn't like hating the grind, but I'm glad I'm done it though, so I'm actually on, you know, an autoloader here. I shouldn't have stayed out here for that second shot. Well, their defender's using APCR right off the get-go too. Honestly, the IS-4, its tier 9 stats were actually worse than what it is now. Had less armor, less HP, the gun was worse. It's just back then, the game was a lot different back then. Like, everything's been power creeped since the days of the IS-4 at tier 9. Most of my stats that actually show up for the whatchamajig, the T10, even though I guess it might be the Object 252U right now, I don't know if they kept them on the T10 or not, are actually my IS-4 stats at tier 9. But the IS-4 would work better at tier 9, and the ST1 basically could work better at tier 10 because it has better gun depression. They could tweak its armor a little bit, the HP, the gun. It also has like a dual barrel variant, which I don't know why I did that. I saw that coming a mile away once I pulled out. He didn't even have to aim, and yeah, I screwed up there. I'm gonna do another battle here because I shouldn't have done that. I should have just waited. Alright, so one more grind here. Honestly though, I can't lie though, I'm really excited to go to bed, to be honest. I don't think I've been this excited to go to bed in, you know, a while. See you, Jeffrey. Alright, so which I did mention it. Let me see if I can get the URL back here too. I mentioned it earlier, but so the Q&A that Wargaming had, the best kind of translation I found in English is this Google Doc someone created, to where it's a really good rundown. It's really long now, but basically I personally you know, I didn't make this to where I found someone linking this, but basically it's a really in-depth breakdown of that Wargaming Q&A that they had. And even in it, they explained the matchmaking a little bit, to where how like a lot of people, like tier 8, they complain that you're not top tier a lot, which congrats John on winning the raffle. Basically right now, matchmaking, because it's a problem with them not getting enough new people into the game, with low tiers being somewhat frustrating to play with the crew system, premium rounds, and yeah, so on and so forth. To where the matchmaking right now, the it hasn't always been like this because it's not the most profitable tiers to play. It's really heavy at tier 9 and tier 10, to where there's not many people playing, say, tier 6, tier 7, and it's making it really difficult for tier 8 to basically get top tier matches, from my understanding. It's in that Q&A somewhere, them talking about it. But that's where this year, with them reworking crew system, premium rounds, at some point doing something for mid-tier balance. They said they don't want to change it too much. I almost feel like they should, you know, shrink the tiers a little bit. Maybe add in, or basically shave off like tier 1, tier 2 tanks and start at tier 3 and go from there. But yeah, that's a massive change for the game. It's something that they're basically looking into, but I personally think matchmaking, the rules it has right now, work. It's just, you know, it's really, you know, basically the answers they gave all make sense, to where it touches on a lot of the problems you see people complain about, to where they took a really good time actually explaining things from their end, because they have a lot of data. You know, Wargaming, they track so many different things and can see what is wrong with the game that people might not see at first glance. But yeah, it's well worth to kind of skim through it. I didn't get to read all of it yet because I was on my one-day mini vacation. This is gonna hurt. Thank God you weren't shooting heat rounds. I love you. Oh God. Lucky there. Which, for anyone watching over on Twitch, so right now I don't do raffles there right now. I haven't exactly, I kind of fiddled around with it, but at the end of every stream I give coins out to people who are just watching, even if you aren't chatting, since Twitch can actually track people who are watching but not chatting. As far as the chat, oh God, why did I do that? He was literally sitting right out in the open, and I pulled right in front of him again. That pretty much sums up my night, though. But Nanda Kumar, they didn't say anything too specific, but basically the link I posted there has all their answers in it. I won't do the best, especially since I haven't gotten to skim over everything again. I won't do the best at actually giving you like a correct answer there. I try my best not to like stretch the truth either if I don't know what I'm talking about. Our team just got clobbered here though, to where I shouldn't. That's where the ISM struggles, like not just from 183s, but its armor doesn't work very well against tier 9s and 10s, where yeah, I got sent back very quickly there. But thank you very much, guys, you know, for the tips tonight, and also for the new follows. Let's see if I actually go. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you very much for watching tonight. It was a fun stream, even though I was definitely a little up and down tonight, but I'll admit the only thing really keeping me like focused is coffee, given I tried to mention on Friday, I had a pretty, you know, rough weekend as far as timing goes, like getting back and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll be back Tuesday morning streaming, 8 a.m. start time, and then I stream Tuesday night. It'll be Stellaris, so I've never streamed that before, but you know, we'll see how it goes. It should be pretty fun though. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys Tuesday. Otherwise, you know, have fun. Nobody has fun on Mondays, but have fun tomorrow on Monday. See you guys. Have a nice one.